Hi there, and welcome to Juicy Celeb Talks. Ameriie, perhaps you remember her infectious tunes like Why Don't We Fall in Love or One Thing from back in the mid-2000s. She was on the rise, earning nominations for big awards like the Grammys. However, something happened. Her career started to fade, leaving many wondering what went wrong. Could it be that artists like J.Lo, who were rumored to have imitated her style so much, decided to sabotage her career too? Let's rewind to where it all began. Ameriie, born in Fitchburg, Massachusetts, had a unique upbringing. Her mother was Korean, and her father was African American. They moved around a lot due to her father's military service, living in places like Alaska, Texas, and even South Korea. Despite the constant relocation, Ameriie ended up at Georgetown University, studying literature. But college wasn't just about books for her. She joined the Navy ROTC to help pay for her education. I lived in a lot of different places all around the world and the States, but it wasn't at school where her destiny transformed. It was in a McDonald's parking lot where she met a fellow named Rich Harrison, a music producer. They clicked instantly, and Rich helped her break into the music industry. According to Ameriie herself, after meeting Rich Harrison through a mutual friend, tracks were played by the producer, and the singer lent her voice to them. Lightning struck, and the pair knew they had scored a homer. The duo started to record demos, which ultimately earned Ameriie recognition from Columbia Records and her first record deal. Ameriie figured out that she and Harrison had a great understanding between them. For some reason, we had a really special chemistry when we would work together. Something great would happen. Ameriie's most memorable breakthrough came when she sang the tune for I Just Wanna Love You by Nas. From there, she released her own music, like Why Don't We Fall in Love, which became a hit. Her debut album, All I Have, got people talking, especially due to its unique sound. It climbed to number 23 on the Billboard Hot 100 list, and the song was heard by millions all around the globe. Rich Harrison also produced and co-wrote Ameriie's debut album, All I Have, which was released around the same time. It was a massive success. Within the first week of the release, 89,000 copies of the record were sold. By 2009, the album had been certified gold by the RIAA, with 67,000 copies sold by then. Ameriie gained fame as she collaborated with big names in the field. She went on a tour to promote her collection, joined by Usher, Nelly, and even the rapper Nas. In 2003, Ameriie won the award for Best New Artist at the Soul Train Music Awards and received nominations for Best R&B/Soul Album, All I Have, and Best R&B/Soul Single Female, Why Don't We Fall in Love, while recording another collection and landing several other hits, even scooping up awards along the way. Everything went south. At this point, the infamous Columbia Records story with Beyoncé and J.Lo emerged. In an interview with MyPlay, Ameriie described her early process of recording music. I used to record songs that I wrote by using 2 different recording devices and 2 separate tapes. I would start by recording myself on the first tape, singing the song from top to bottom. Then I would play it back while singing the harmonies and recording them on the second tape. I just keep repeating the process, alternating between tapes, until I have a final version of the full song on one tape with layered harmonies, backgrounds, and everything. Everything seemed to be falling perfectly into place for Ameriie. Her second collection, Touch, featuring the hit One Thing, launched her into the spotlight. However, fame comes with its own set of challenges. Ameriie faced difficulties with her record label and struggled to get her music out there the way she wanted. In 2010, Ameriie announced that she had changed the spelling of her stage name to Ameriie, explaining, I work on energies and intuition, and I believe everything is energy. The vibration of the double I is perfect for me, a slightly different spelling but completely the same pronunciation. Sometime thereafter, she debuted a new song named Outside Your Body. Despite challenges, Ameriie kept working on new projects. She explored different sounds and even planned a trilogy of albums called Similac, but these projects didn't take off as she hoped. So what happened? Some say she was overshadowed by other artists, like Beyoncé. There were rumors that Beyoncé's success was somehow linked to Ameriie's struggles, but it's hard to say for sure. Imagine this, you're Amerie, pouring your whole being into your music, only to watch it slip through your fingers. It's like trying to grasp smoke with your bare hands. This was Amerie's reality back in 2004, when she was producing her second album. She collaborated with producer Rich Harrison, the mastermind behind hits for J.Lo and Beyoncé. Together, they birthed One Thing in just a few short hours, a track with a vibe that felt just right. But here's the twist, Amerie's label, Columbia Records, didn't share her enthusiasm. They wanted something bigger, leaving her and Harrison scrambling to meet their demands. Despite countless efforts to please the higher-ups, Columbia kept rejecting their efforts. It was like banging your head against a wall, frustrating and futile. Amerie and Harrison quickly returned to work, trying to improve the song as requested by the label. However, Columbia continued to dismiss each version they turned in. The singer said that people just weren't getting it.
It would later be revealed that the consistent rejection was actually a ploy by another, more influential singer, who turned out to be J.Lo. Allegedly, Jennifer Lopez wanted that song for her album, and as such, she asked Columbia Records, supposedly leading to their rejection of the single in the hopes that it would get shelved. Remember, by that time, Jennifer Lopez herself was an established professional singer who had her own hit songs released? But, as they say, it's never enough. Finally, after 6 months of recording, Amerie and Harrison decided to leak it to radio stations instead. However, Columbia was reportedly trying to kill off the single because J.Lo couldn't get it and was about to record her own album, Rebirth. With radio stations refusing to drop One Thing from their playlists, Amerie got the official release she deserved. The Let's Get Loud hitmaker went on to do Get Right, another song produced by Harrison. Fans thought it was all suspicious. Later, internet sleuths began to trace the origins of Beyoncé's 2003 hit Crazy in Love to Amerie's One Thing, and Why Don't We Fall in Love? In an interview with MTV in 2004, the former Destiny's Child member said that what made Crazy in Love a hit was the horn hook. She figured out that it has this go-go feel to it, this old school feel. I didn't know if people were going to get it. This was her version. Do you see it too? But it gets more sinister when you realize that Amerie had previously talked about fans not getting her sound, which incidentally had that same go-go feel. The same song that was repeatedly rejected by her record label. That's one powerful head-scratcher. However, the Beehive rushed to defend their queen, arguing that Crazy in Love dropped before One Thing. But let's rewind a bit. Rich Harrison, Amerie's original producer, actually had Crazy in Love before he left to work with Beyoncé. So who really had it first? Well, just because a song hit the airwaves first doesn't mean it was conceived first. Apparently, Amerie's sound could have been swiped well before Beyoncé dropped Crazy in Love. At least, that was the word on the street. Later, Beyoncé's father, Matthew Knowles, was revealed to have been secretly calling the shots behind the scenes. And it was Rich Harrison who seemed to expose him for it. Rich spilled the beans, saying, "Yeah, I had it in the chamber. I hadn't really shopped it much because sometimes you don't want to come out of the bag before it's right. People don't really get it, and you'll leave them with a bad taste in their mouth. So it was just something that I held on to until I got the call from B." Faced with radio stations refusing to let go of One Thing, Amerie took matters into her own hands. She released Still on the Rise to give it the spotlight it deserved. And guess what?
It took off, defying all odds and earning Amerie the recognition she desired. And let's not forget the role of Columbia Records in this tangled web. Amerie didn't hold back, exposing the label's shady support for her career. Instead of lifting her up, they seemed more interested in cozying up to already established artists. Talk about a betrayal of trust. But Amerie wasn't one to back down.
She fought tooth and nail, releasing her own song and refusing to let Columbia's shady tactics hold her back. And when J.Lo's Get Right bore striking resemblance to Amerie's sound, it raised eyebrows. Was imitation the sincerest form of flattery, or just another setback for Amerie's career? Fast forward to Amerie's third album, Because I Love It. Despite her readiness to conquer the music scene, Columbia's internal strife caused major delays. It's like having your dreams put on hold indefinitely in plain sight. Fanning the fire, Amerie spilled the tea on her struggles with the higher-ups at Columbia Records. She persevered against the ones who wanted to mold her into something she wasn't, fighting like hell for her creative vision. It's the classic tale of an artist with a unique voice battling against the suits who thought they knew better. But the journey doesn't end there. Every few years, the debate resurfaces about whether Beyoncé swiped Amerie's sound. In fact, one fan commented, "I still stand by listening to Amerie's music today. I love her voice, her style, everything about her is energy." Yes, I believe Beyoncé and J.Lo took her sound, dance moves, and style, but true fans know Amerie brought go-go to the mainstream, and no one has done it better than her. A second fan added, "She was ahead of her time, and I'm glad she became a producer." Education is one thing J.Lo and Beyoncé can't take from her. And a third fan wrote, "The story behind one thing is that J.Lo heard it and wanted the song, and the top executives were going to give it to her. When Amerie and her producer heard that, they rushed to give it to radio stations to play. J.Lo was reportedly furious, and she went on to do Get Right, which sounds a lot like Amerie's vibe. I'm glad Amerie did that. J.Lo would have taken her vocals, and all the fans also had the opinion that she was indeed robbed by the production house, and she deserved better. As another commenter remarked, Beyoncé took this blueprint, and believe it or not, that's my own opinion. When I notice the style, the lute, the leg steps, the fast jumps in the song, this is Amerie, period. The allegations linger like a ghost from the past, with persistent claims that Queen Bey swiped Amerie's musical magic. And as Amerie's journey away from the music industry unfolds, one can't help but wonder if the shady dealings at Columbia Records played a role in her roller coaster career. Whether it's the alleged plot against one thing or the shady treatment of Because I Love It, Amerie's story is a cautionary tale about the cutthroat world of the music business. What we can be sure of is that Amerie's story is one of talent and perseverance in the face of obstacles. She might not be dominating the charts like she used to, but she's still making music on her own terms. That's all for today. Thanks for watching.